Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. Today I am reviewing the follow-up to Pagani Design's PRX Homage. That's right, I've got the chronograph in today. This one has been sent to me by the Pagani Design flagship store on AliExpress. That's who I have linked in the description. If you want to pick one of these up, that's where I advise that you go to. Last time I checked, these were priced at around £70. Obviously, we know the prices on AliExpress do change, so definitely worth checking it out. And as I always say, if you're going to pick one up, make sure you use as many coupon codes and coins as you possibly can to drive that price down and get yourself a little bargain. With all of that out of the way, let me turn this camera around and let's see how the chrono stacks up to the automatic version. So guys, this is the PD-1761. Obviously this is another PRX homage from Pagani Design. Now, this one is to homage the chronograph version of the PRX, and it has been the one that a lot of people have been waiting for, I believe. That's because obviously the PRX chronograph is pretty expensive. I think we're talking above £1,000 on the automatic chronograph that they offer. So this one would be a very good option for people that really like that style, however, don't have that type of money to spend. It's packed with the VK63 movement, as you'd expect from Pagani Design. Now, I'm always a fan of Pagani Design's VK watches just because of the quality that they offer at the price. Speaking of the price, this one is £70 on the Pagani Design flagship store. That's who supplied this watch for me. I do quite like the case design that we have here. Fully stainless steel, 316L stainless steel. Let me talk to you about the dimensions because it's a very wearable watch. Now I know there's a little bit of confusion between what this is actually sized at. It is 40.1 millimeters in diameter, 11.3 millimeters thick, 45.1 millimeters lug to lug. However, with these pretty fixed fixed end links here, lug to lug here to here comes in at 49.9 millimeters, so still under that 50 mil wearability. These lugs here are 12 millimeter lugs. I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to pick up a replacement strap for this piece on AliExpress. If not, definitely be one out there soon, now that's been mentioned. I really like the level of brushing throughout this watch. For some people it's a bit much, but I think that the depth to that brushing on the stainless steel really does add a level of quality to the watch for me, especially with the high polish stainless steel fixed bezel around there and the high polish chamfered edges. I will get better shots in for you to see closer up on there, but I do think the finishing on this one is probably one of the real selling points to it. We have drilled lugs on this piece here for a quick release on the strap itself, or the band itself, the bracelet even. We have a screw down crown. First position is a ghost date position, just be aware of that. And second is the handset. Now, ghost date position doesn't really bother me that much. However, I know that some people it really does get to, so I know it needs to be mentioned through this review. Signed crown on this piece. I really like the design to the pushers that is in the style of the PRX, but I really think that they've done well to carry that through, and the high polish finish to it really does accent the casing very well, especially with that very deep brushing to it and the brushing to the sides. As you can see, this is a metal quartz movement with that sweeping second hand on the chronograph. Screw down case back on this one is the standard Pagani Design case back with the usual information around the outer edge and the model number. Now this is 100 meters of water resistance, this casing, fully stainless steel as mentioned. This crystal here is a flat sapphire crystal. Altogether, I think that's a very good quality specification for a chronograph piece, especially when we've got these exposed pushers. It is really nice to see that they've kept it to 100 meters. Very good level for Pagani there, so well done. As we move into the dial, it's a very nice monochrome effect with this panda dial. There are other dial options for you to pick up. There are other options if you don't like this one, but I thought that the panda dial really did do something for me on this piece. I thought that was absolutely gorgeous, and as you can see through the close-ups of this, you can see that it has a little grain texture to it, which again really does add a level of quality to this watch. We have an applied Pagani Design logo up at the 12 o'clock, followed by the Pagani Design print. Down at the 6 o'clock, either side of the 6 o'clock, indice. It is printed with Japan movement that signifies the VK movement in the back of this, the Seiko movement. Just like its automatic predecessor, this does feel like it has a step up to the dial from the chapter ring. Chapter ring is in black and again accents that panda-esque dial very nicely. Printed white minute markers throughout that. The indices are applied, they have a loom center and they do have a very nice presence to the dial. They do stand higher from the dial than many other pieces. You can definitely tell from a glance that they are applied. Light vinyl record-like effect to the sub-dials. We have the 24-hour marker here, the seconds ticking away here, and the 1 hour count for the minutes on this chronograph function. Sword style handset, again stainless steel borders to that and a loom finish in the center. It is a very nice dial, a very simple dial. Really nice effect to it, the way that they've added the applied indices and the applied logo. That does really add a little level of quality. I think it's a very clean watch and I think that's what a lot of people will like about it. Obviously we don't know the design to Pagani design, however it is very nicely carried off into this piece for as little as £70. I think it's a gorgeous watch, definitely one for those people that want the chronograph effect but don't want to pay the £1,000 price tag for the PRX. Now, loom shot time. Let me get the lights out. Let's have a look at this one. The loom on this one, it is very similar to the PRX automatic Homage that I reviewed last month. The indices, pretty good. I'm very impressed by them for a Pagani design piece, especially at £70. However, the handset is very patchy and I was hoping that they'd have corrected that in this piece. Unfortunately not. Maybe in future iterations or releases, but for now, I think I have to give this a 4. I mean, it's better throughout the dial, which is good to see from Pagani design. However, that handset just really does let it down, especially first person. It's not a winner, unfortunately. So back to the drawing board for Pagani. So moving into the bracelet on this piece, it is again in the PRX style. It's a very simple bracelet. We have push pins on this one as opposed to the screw links I usually find in Pagani designs. It is a butterfly clasp, machined very nicely, and it does have the Pagani design print either side. Now, one thing that does let it down is that little movement in the bracelet. Makes it feel a little bit cheaper than you would probably like. The bracelet is very well finished, just like the casing. I would have liked to have maybe seen a polished chamfered edge along that bracelet like we have on the case. That would have really completed that effect for myself. Altogether, it's not bad. Let me just pop it on wrist. Fits very nicely to my 6¼ inch wrists, as did its predecessor. It's a nice wear. It's a very comfortable pick up and go wear. That ideal PUAG watch. Very nice on wrist, very eye catching and a pleasure to wear, to be honest, especially at the price, knowing that it costs so little. I think that this would be a real ideal like everyday or office wear. It looks the part. Let me talk to you about the downsides, however. So no micro adjusts in this one, no mid links to get that perfect fit, as well as that the bracelet being a bit rattly, not great at all. Now, I really do like the watch and I think the finishing is fantastic. One other thing people will not be happy with is that Pagani design print. Not everyone's a fan of it. I personally don't mind it myself. As well as that the ghost date position. Surely we could step up to the correct movement Pagani. I mean, it's about time, guys, that you just really fit the actual specifications of the design. These are all pretty much the same complaints that I had for the automatic variant. It is what it is at this type of price. You know, the handset lets it down in a loom shot. There are some finishing issues. I mean, slight sharp edges, but not what you'd actually consider, what most people would actually consider sharp. It's just not to the level of likes of like Seiko and stuff like that, but it's not sharp to the point that it cut you or anything like that. So when you hear that, just bear that in mind. It's not sharp as in a knife. So yeah, for a £70 watch, that's what it's standing at now on the flagship store. I think it's a real winner, and I can tell that this is going to be one of the popular ones in the next sale. It'll probably come down towards the 60-65 mark, and at that price, it's a absolute bargain, to be honest. Pagani designing their VK movement watches are just probably the best quality for money that they do create. And yeah, this is one of them. Put this in line with the Daytona Homage and the Omega Speedmaster Homage. It's going to be popular. Well done to Pagani on the whole. It's a good watch. So guys, with about a 20 to 30 pound difference on the market, what do you think? Would you go for the chrono or would you go for the automatic? Now the automatic with that NH movement is definitely a winner. However, if you're looking for a bit more budget and maybe something a little bit more jazzy, I guess, then the chrono could be the one for you. I really do like this Panda variant. I think that it absolutely hits the nail on the head. And as I mentioned in the review, I really do like the finishing on it. I think they've done really well with this one, as well as the pushers, and yeah, it's got a good vibe to it. If you wanted to pick this one up, link is in the description, as well as that you can find my store just below, and that's where I sell a lot of my pre-owned watches. Definitely worth checking out that one too. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.